Hello guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are talking about amazing hybrid animals that actually exist. But before we continue our video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more interesting videos. Mulerd. Ducks are already such unusual animals on their own that it feels pretty strange to imagine it as part of a hybrid. Well, imagine no more. Here we have one of the most interesting animals you'll ever see, the mulerd. The mulerd is the product of a toby or domestic duck mating with the domestic walled. Generally, this is not an animal you'll see out there in nature, which isn't entirely surprising. In the world of hybrid animals, the mulerd is an animal bred for a specific purpose: meat and foie gras. While we're not going to delve into the questionable ethics, a foie gras duck meat is generally considered to be a popular delicacy all around the world and apparent. So is muled meat. However, these animals are sterile upon birth, which makes it somewhat tricky to keep the species going without the use of artificial insemination. What a job inseminating ducks! The mulerd is regularly bred for meat purposes, although it's highly likely that most people have never even seen one, much like Frankenstein kept his monster in a castle. Coy dog. These names are just getting weirder right to the coy dog, as some of you may have already guessed, a hybrid between a dog and a coyote. Two very similar animals that don't necessarily belong together genetically. While it might sound like the result of pure accident, the coy dog is actually a very intentional creation, having been bred by the Tody Hawk people to create a more resilient, loyal, and frankly temperamental protector. So to put it another way, this dog or dog-type animal has been around for thousands of years, but it's not, as some foolishly believe, a domestic pet, while its dog half may be friendly, loyal, and kind. Its coyote side is a fearsome and dangerous animal to be kept around, resulting in some reports of coy dog attacks on humans or other pets. The German Shepherd/Coyote mix is considered to be especially dangerous. You don't want to take that one to best in show. The coy dog is another example of taking two similar animals and combining them to create a whole new thing. But while this animal is more likely to rip a judge's throat out than be awarded best in show, it's still a pretty impressive animal in its own right. Savannah cat. Generally, there are two kinds of cats in the world: big, wild cats, and small domestic cats. The big cats want to kill you, while the small cats generally couldn't give a rat's ass what you do every bit as domestic as your normal domestic cat. But believe it or not, there is a cat that blends these two worlds into one unusual hybrid. In 1986, some brave person decided to crossbreed an African wildcat with a domestic cat, creating this unique new species with the first kitten named Savannah. Well, you can work out how the species got its name. The Savannah is a curious and adventurous cat and has often been compared to dogs. Yes, the cat's curious and active personality has often been likened to their domestic opposites, even replicating the kind of loyalty and bonding with their owners that dogs are famous for. It's hard to imagine that people would be happy to have a half-wild cat walking around in their living room. But the Savannah is a hugely popular breed with both cat and dog owners. It combines the best of both into one unique and wonderful package. Well, wonderful, if you like gat. The zonkey. And what better place to start than with probably the most famous hybrid animal on Earth, the zonkey, or depending on who you ask, the Z-donk. Yes, the Z-donk. I will continue to insist that it's an accurate and valid name for this animal. The zonkey is a hybrid of, you guessed it, a zebra and a donkey, making it one of the purest kinds of hybrid zebra you can hope to find in the world. While many animal experts around the world do their best to create all sorts of fascinating hybrid animals, it tends to only work if the animals are relatively similar, like the zebra and the donkey, because they're so closely related. The hybridization is much easier than if you tried to cross a donkey with a whale. I mean, how would you even do that? The donkey is, as you'd expect, incredibly rare, but so cute to look at as well. Come to understand, you have to be pretty nuts to come up with the idea of creating animal hybrids but thankfully we are not short on crazy people. The Zoe, or Zedonk, please, is a relatively simple hybrid between two genetically similar animals. The Kama, camels, llamas. What's the difference? Well, they're two different animals, so there's quite a lot of difference, but they share enough genetics that a hybrid is very, very possible. Introducing the Kama, the result of breeding a male camel and a female llama. The Kama was first developed in 1997, South America. Llama came to England. England came to Dubai to produce an animal capable of producing more wool than the llama, while also having the size and strength of a camel and a good cooperative temperament science man. How much do you want from a genetically edited animal? By 1998, the first had been born, but he was considered to be a disappointment given his terrible and uncooperative behavior. Still, the scientists pushed on with their plans, producing 5 cameras by 2008. Thankfully, for those that poured their money into this playing God-type exercise, most of the canas turned out to achieve the wool production they were hoping for today. Kama is still being used for wool production in Dubai and is considered a fully domesticated. Liger. Everybody knows the liger, right? It's the animal that explains itself. They're also probably the world's most famous mistake, although that's perhaps something that I think quite a lot of us can relate to. The liger is the result of a lion and tiger breeding, although most of the ligers that have been bred until now have been mistakes, which raises a lot of questions that we're not going to go near. Ligers are fascinating creatures to study, as their genetics are pure hybrid material. They grow at a rate of around 1 kilogram every second day. They can run up to 50 miles an hour. Its roar sounds like a mix between its parents. I could go on, but while they have many positive traits, the liger generally has a shorter lifespan than either of its parents and is more likely to contract disease. Still, being a lion/tiger hybrid is undoubtedly a get-out-of-jail-free card for life in the jungle. Who's gonna mess with a kid who? 2 killer parents. The liger is a beautiful and fascinating animal, but it's also one of the most intimidating hybrids you'll find on Earth. I mean, what kind of animal weighs 165 kilograms at the age of 1? Zorse are cute and all, but the source is straight up cool. The horse is, of course, the hybrid offspring of a male zebra and a female horse, and I dare anybody to say they're not incredibly beautiful animals like the zonkey. The source has clear genetic traits of both its parents, the strong muscular body of a Taurus mother, and the striped texture of its zebra. But thanks to its zebra DNA, the source is pretty strong and almost entirely immune to the kinds of diseases that usually would afflict ordinary horses. However, like most hybrids, zoosterile, which means every single one, is a genetic rarity. While it's possible for some hybrid animals to be created in the wild, this impressive animal is one of the few that cannot be created without some kind of human inter. That was the best one yet. This horse is a beautiful animal and one of the most popular hybrid animals in the world. Often you'll find them as riding animals or just in one of those questionable world's weirdest animals type circuses. That's all for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed our video. For more videos, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon for more interesting videos. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.